Got to go. Like they've closed that off a bit, doesn't it? Let's go out that one. Okay, so we are just leaving Border Village, very much on the border of South Australia and West Australia, and you'll see there's where we stayed, and you'll see in 1 second just how close to the border we are. There it is. I wonder why they call it Border Village. So it's literally right there. Now then, what are they going to say to us here?
You'll have to go over that side.
I don't know. I don't know where I have to go. This is the right side of the road, isn't it?
Please
turn off engines.
Hi. Perth.
Hello. Welcome. Is it 2WA or is it your home again?
Yep.
Day 2. So you know all the rules coming into the state? Do you?
Sorry, I can only just hear you. I've got my earplugs in.
I'll speak louder.
Thank
Do
you.
you know all the rules coming into the state?
Yeah.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
So fresh fruit and vegetables,
No.
honey can't come in.
No.
Do you have any food? So what I'll do is I'll just ask, I'll go around and just ask what's in each of these containers. Just let me know what's in them.
Okay.
So the base box here.
Clothes and a computer.
Yep, okay. The rear box underneath.
The rear box underneath. Charging cables, camera stuff, hats.
Good. And this rear box here.
all clothes in there. Clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Good. Okay, that's fine. That's WA plate, and you've got 2. That must be a fun long ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be good to get home.
Today. Crazy hot yesterday.
All right, well, you're good to go. Thank you so much.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Have a good day.
Nice enough, fella. When they can see you going back into WA.
Yeah.
Mind you, I mean, at the end of the day.
You
Matter.
could be smuggling anything as far as they're concerned, but there's not a lot of room to smuggle anything when you're on a motorbike, is there?
Not when there's 2 people all loaded up like we are. So that was the quarantine palaver. Not much of a palaver at all. They literally just asked us what was in the bags. So I'm just going to do a short spell now, a bit less than an hour, to Mundra Villa. We're actually a bit, excuse me,
A bit early.
we're a little bit early today. It's only
Everybody
about,
was up and out, weren't they?
everybody, yeah, people started leaving the motel at just after 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Woke everybody up in the process. And so because we were awake earlier, it's probably about 20 past 8 now. You know, this weird
think it's
local time in Border Village.
7:47 actually, looking at that. 'Cause
Oh, that's in
not
WA.
time now.
No, that's
Yeah, but we're
WA
in
time.
WA now.
Well, I suppose we are now. Yeah, I suppose.
Problem
yeah, I
is we
suppose
can't
that's
get
right.
into our room now till 2.
So we're going to be a
we've
bit
got to drag
early
it out.
at the room, so we're going to take our time. So last night at Border Village was nothing particularly exciting. There's literally, it's very much in the middle of nowhere. So we just went into the roadhouse itself and had a meal in there. You went for the spaghetti bolognese, didn't you, babe? And I went for the old bangers and mash, which it was both all right. Never going to break any records in those sort of places, but it was okay. And the accommodation was okay, just okay. Grand choice of 2 channels on the TV. Both of which were incredibly snowy. So yeah, not much in the way of entertainment. Fortunately, we've got some stuff we downloaded onto the iPad. So yeah, all good. It's kind of nice to be back in WA. I think we're both ready to just get home now, really, aren't we?
Yeah. Want some doggy cuddles, some baby cuddles.
The fact that you have to spend, basically 5 days or so with really nothing along the way going home is a bit of a frustration. I kind of said it before earlier in the trip, but you've really got nothing to see. You're just travelling and there's nothing really at the end of it. The only sort of semi-exciting thing is what you're going to have for your dinner.
and is it going to be all right?
Anyway, we'll catch up again in Mundrabilla, and yeah, well, then you can see what we're having for our breakfast. How excited! Back in a bit.
So we're in the Mundrabilla Roadhouse and just waiting of bacon and eggs just to pass a bit of time. And you fancied the bacon and eggs, didn't you, babe? I've just gone along with it.
Yeah, that's it.
So here we are.
Okay. So we are now just about to leave Mundrabilla. I'll just pull onto the smooth bit to allow Angie to get on a bit safer. Right, babe, you go. Yeah, go on.
1, 2, 3. Ugh, bloody flies everywhere.
Okay,
Yep.
we
It's
good?
run off these flies. Yep.
So yeah, just leaving Mundrabilla. Can't remember what the next stop's called, but it also begins with M.
Or something like that.
That is probably about an hour away. So again, we'll probably have another breather
True.
there.
We've got to waste time because other than that, we're going to be sat around at Keguna for hours waiting for him to give us a key.
Yeah, we thought we were back on WA time now, but apparently we're not. This is still Central Australian time, so we've got to get to Cockabiddy, I think you said, before we go back onto WA time. We've also just been warned about emus. I did see a couple of emus this morning, but the guy at that last place has just said there's a lot of emus about at the moment, just be careful. So yeah. And you didn't hear this, Angie, you'd gone to the loo at the time, but the young lady came out to collect our plates and said, is everything alright? Is everything okay? And I said it was very, very nice. I said, and we were just discussing how something as simple as egg on toast, or egg and bacon on toast, can be, even though it's such a basic thing, you can tell when it's been prepared by somebody that would like to think that you will enjoy it, rather than somebody that really doesn't give a shit whether you enjoy it or not. And I said to her, that was really nice, you know.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, it's basic food, isn't it? But I said, you can just tell the difference, you know.
Yeah.
And she said basic things like, you know, a toasty. How can you cock up a toasty?
But
And
people
I
do.
said, yeah, but they do.
Yeah.
People do, and it's just because they don't care. They know
Yeah.
you're gonna take your
Pass it
money, you're
through.
gonna eat it, and you're gone. But that was really
Yeah.
nice. It was so simple,
Yeah.
but it was nice.
It was
It
tasty.
shows. It shows. So hopefully she went in the back and told whoever cooked it. So we're sitting on 18 degrees at the moment. I have changed to my slightly thicker gloves because there was just a touch on the chilly side. This morning I had the old heated grips on, which warm up the inside of your hand, but you've still got the cool air going over the top. So anyway, we are all good now. The drive to the moon and back. Oh, is that? Oh, here we go. Emus on the left-hand side of the road.
Ooh,
There you go.
You got your camera on?
Yeah,
Ooh.
they're running. There you go, emus. Yay! The guy who apparently is the yardie, I thought he was a trucker I was just talking to as we came out. but he's the yardie there. He must look after the roadhouse
Oh,
to some
right.
degree. He just said, just be careful. He said they're dumb. He said they have a tendency to run out in front of you.
You don't
But at
see
least-
many of them splattered though, do you? It's usually the kangaroos that are splattered. Or
Yeah,
something
interestingly,
smaller.
we have seen a few emus, but we've seen none splattered, but we've seen lots of kangaroos splattered. Yet we've not seen any
Not seen
kangaroos.
any. I've seen one live one under a tree further away, but that's the only one I've seen. Whereas we've seen lots of poorly ones. Well, not
Poorly
poorly.
ones.
They were
Dead.
cold. Yeah.
So we just left Cocklebiddy. That's the last sort of stop of the day, kind of thing. Rest stop. Quick milkshake and such like for sustenance. And we had a quick look at the wedge-tail eagles, which were out just to be pulled in. They were displaying themselves a little bit. Massive birds, unbelievable. And then just as we were leaving, this guy rolls in on his push bike. Yes, pedal power. So he's travelling the Nullarbor. He's not done it before. Under his own steam, and apparently does about 100 k's a day roughly, and carries a tent and camps if he's nowhere to stay, no road housing. But yeah, couldn't really make my mind up whether he was enjoying it or not. He didn't seem to give anything away.
Well, he wouldn't do it if he didn't enjoy it, surely.
Well, he didn't quite shine through that way, but well, he was obviously wanting to do it, wasn't he?
Yeah. The challenge he'd made himself.
The next stop is our digs for the night, which is Kayaguna. We had a quick look at this place on the way through, but we didn't stay here on the way, so it's going to be new to us. So I'll catch you again when we get to Kayaguna and show you around.
So we've just arrived at Kayaguna, and it is a little bit basic, but it's all right, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's got what you need. I'll just give you the quick. I'll not take you on the full 1 hour tour, because, well, we'll just cut it short. We'll keep it to the 2-minute tour. So we've got a little playground there. If we decide to have any more kids while we're here, then that's where they can play. Let me just come past you. I'm just doing the tour. So this is the alfresco, and then in we go. And who doesn't like a bit of painted brick? Hang on, have we got any lights? Ah, there we go.
From now on,
What?
I'll book the rooms.
Oh. I just think that's a bit mean, isn't it? So what's wrong with this? Come on, let's be serious. So it's a little basic, but it's okay. There we go. Bathroom's almost bigger than the room itself for some reason. Oh God. Cleaning lady. There you go. It'll do. It will do.
Right, okay, on you go.
Okay, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Go.
That it?
That's it.
Okay, so we've got 7:55 or 5 to 8.
Okay, you're in
Whichever
somebody's
you
way now.
prefer. I'm going. And that was Kayaguna. So I don't think Kayaguna is a place we'll return to, is it, Angie?
Well, we probably won't return to the Nullarbor unless we're in the car, but you never know.
Well, that's possibly true. To the left, babe. How are we doing?
Now,
Clear?
Go, 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 go.
Go,
We're
go.
clear. Yeah, cat's enough.
And that's the right, actually, not the left.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah.
we're just entering the 90-mile straight away. So there we go.
Mhm.
90 miles, 146 of perfectly straight road.
Yeah. I slept well last
Yeah.
night. It was all right. It was a big
Uh,
room, wasn't it?
It was a decent sized room, but it was very, very basic.
They're all basic on the nullable, aren't they?
They are. It had what it needed to have. We
Yeah.
thought we were going to have no warm water this morning for a shower, but as it turned out we did. We just had to let it run for ages.
But we shouldn't, because you're very aware that you've got little water, so you don't want it to run.
No, of course you don't.
I very nearly give up and just didn't bother.
The restaurant, cafeteria, whatever you want to call it, was somewhat limited last night. So
We did a decent parmigiana,
yeah,
didn't we?
we plumped for the palmy, and to be honest, it wasn't bad really. It was
was
okay.
That's always good. They always tend to do a good one of them everywhere, don't they?
Yeah, it's not a difficult, it's not an easy thing to make a bollock of, really, is it? But
Not
no,
something I've ever
it's all
made
right.
at home, actually.
So we slept all right. We were awake early again this morning, so we're out a little bit earlier than normal. And the first stop is going to be Baladonia, which is where we stayed overnight when we came over. Just decided to try a different place on the way back.
It's a bit noisy, wasn't it?
Probably should have. Well, yeah, Baladonia was noisy, wasn't it?
But we probably should have
So-
gone back there, because it was all right.
It was okay. I think the cafe bit, the food was probably a bit better. The room was okay.
There was a proper restaurant
Anyway.
at night. wasn't there?
All knowledge
Good.
gained.
Yeah.
So we've only got 2 more nights away from home now. We're tonight we're going to bypass Baladonia today and stay in Norseman, and we're booked in there. And then from Norseman we're going to go through to Meriden, which is the very first stop we had when we first left home. We aren't booked in there. We haven't been able to book ahead because we've had no internet or
Ah.
phone.
Yeah. Might be able to do
So-
it from Norseman.
Yeah, once we get to Northern we should be able to, and hopefully that's a pretty big, the Meriden Tourist Park is pretty big, so I would think we would have room. Hopefully we can get one of the cabins that we had in the first place. It's really nice, and we'll finish the trip on a high then.
Yeah.
So we'll just knock off a quick 146 k's of perfectly straight road, which I'm sure you don't want to watch because it's going to be a bit boring. So we'll be back in a bit. Bye for now. So we are about 5 k's outside of Norseman. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. There's the sign.
Exactly.
5 k's outside of Norseman, and that marks the end of the trip across the Nullarbor. We're now, well, we've been back in WA in some time, but we're now back very firmly in our portion of WA, and the Nullarbor is done and dusted. That way, and then that way. So we can tick off, been there, done that. So we're probably a little bit early for check-in at the Nullarbor, not Nullarbor, at the Norseman, wherever it is we're staying.
That's Western.
Best Western, yeah. So we'll go to the BP, fill up with fuel, chill for a bit, and then go and find the digs and see what the score is. Norseman, welcome to tank reserve level reached. Ride to the next filling station, says the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Quite apt timing.
Mm-hmm. look, you've reached one.
Here's one. This one will do till we find it.
Mm-hmm.
Just down to one bar of... oh, I need to turn that off. Back in a bit. So this is our accommodation in Norseman. These are rammed earth buildings.
Beautiful.
So it's quite a novel construction method. So relatively basic again, but there you go. Telly, nothing special. And there you go. It'll do. Cleaning lady. So we've had a bit of a disaster today in that we've got to Norseman, which was supposed to be our second to last stop, and then we were our last night was going to be in Meriden, but we've had no internet or phone coverage for the last 2 days, so we couldn't book Meriden. So we've come over the Nullarbor, we've got to Norseman, and Meriden, where we were going to stay, is full. Everywhere local to is full. We've just found some places that are available that were real grotty. So long and short of it is, we've decided that tomorrow we'll just head home, which is going to be a bit of an ordeal. It's about 745 k's, and it's basically best part of 8 hours riding. So that's something new. So we're just going to get up and get out relatively early. We don't want to go too early for fear of things bouncing about still on the roads. Kangaroos I'm talking about. But essentially that's the plan. We'll get up, get out, and just try and keep going as much as possible, and try and make it home before it gets too late. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. That'll be interesting.
It was tasty, tasty, very, very tasty.
Very tasty. Scenic drive, 200 metres. I think we've done enough scenic driving.